It's the living room. It's the requests. It's Matt Redman. It's Patricia Hammond. Matt still doesn't have his voice back. So there we are. But he's going to speak through his instruments. And we are going to start with a music hall song from 1915 requested by David and Sue, who he always sends us the music that he's got himself. It's amazing, much appreciated. This is called Somebody Would Shout Out Shop. It's by Weston and Lee, that very famous duo. And it's very interesting because who does that anymore? It's like occasionally people will ring a bell if they want the assistant. But in the old days, apparently people would go, shop! Ebenezer Johnson kept a grocery store. He'd a little lady that he used to adore. She would call around in the afternoon in his small back parlor. They'd sit and spoon. He would entertain her in a lover-like way. But here is the mystery. Though he hadn't taken any money all day, the minute she sat on his knee, somebody would shout out, shop! Somebody would shout out, shop! Just as he was kissing her and making good, somebody would come in for a bundle of wood. Just as he was giving Mabel a squeeze, somebody would come in for a quarter of cheese. Oh, gee, it made him feel so funny. He'd clean forget to take the money. Back he'd go again and try to cuddle his honey. And somebody would shout out, shop, 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 shop. Somebody would shout out, shop. Sublime, in would come a customer to ask him the time. Back he'd go once more and say, darn the shop. Once again the question he'd try to pop. He would softly whisper in her dear little ear, oh, marry me, Mabel, do. Then she'd hear a customer and answer, no fear, if I went honeymooning with you. Somebody would shout out, shop! Somebody would shout out, shop! Just as he was kissing her and making good, somebody would come in for a bundle of wood. Just as he was giving Mabel a squeeze, somebody would come in for a quarter of cheese. Oh, gee, it made him feel so funny. He'd clean forget to take the money back. He'd go again and try to cuddle his honey. And somebody would shout out, shop, 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 shop. Somebody would shout out, shop. I was just saying to Matt earlier, I wonder who the last person was and when the last person shouted shop in a shop to get the attention of the sales. And he reckoned 1980s, but I worked at Tower Records in Piccadilly Circus in 2000, 2001. And people were kind of veering on that kind of tendency back then. So I don't know. All right, next one. Next. Somebody would shout out next. That was so thank you for your fascinating requests. I mean, these are wonderful. I think really David and Sue are the only ones asking for music hall at the moment. Now, this is from Rog. He wants it up. See, I'm getting conversant in Matt sign language now. This is Rog would like to have Sydney Bechet, Si Tu Vois Ma Mere, If You See My Mother. Its words came later, and they're very, very nice. And how are we going to make it so that we're not absolutely... Yeah, let's do that. Because it's nice to see. So yeah, these are wonderful words. It's not often done with the words, but we're going to do that. And yeah, I thought, Rog, you're finally asking for just instrumentals from him. And he said, no, it's got words. You can't get away from it. It's got words. Not getting away with that. So there we go. Si Tu Vois Ma Mere. It's a love song to one's mother. It makes me think of, I don't know why, when I sing this, just picked it up. I kind of am in mind of somebody who's been condemned to death, because, you know, that's apparently what they would think of, is they call for their mothers. And yeah, I don't know why.
Quand je pense à toi, aussitôt je vois, je ne sais pourquoi, le balcon fleuri, où tu m'as souri, quand je suis partie, souviens-toi. Depuis ce temps, je voyage et sur toutes les routes, à tout jamais ton doux visage, qu'un rêve effleure. Car le temps qui fuit au vent de l'oubli passera sans bruit, sans rien effacer. Maman, tu le sais, rien ne peut briser le passé. Je me souviendrai de tes yeux jusqu'à mon dernier jour. Maman, mon plus tendre amour.
You know, Matt, this will make all the difference to him. Just one little... that. Anyway, yeah, the words, there is no printout of the words, so I had to write them down on something, so, they may differ in the way that they were set. Oh, what does he need? Does he need some water? No, you need some music. What do you need? What do you want, water? Tea? You want tea? What do you want? Music. Yeah, well, we've done this. I wasn't going to forget to bring the music for the next number. It's hilarious. It's just funny. He's got a point, Right. I mean, he's got 2 point, not he's got a point. I do bring music that I need to look at because, I need to look at it because I don't know this one off by heart. As with Rosy Steps the Morn from Theodora, requested, I believe it's Paul, isn't it? Paul has requested this. And he's requested this and a number from Iolanthe. So we'll bring in the Iolanthe a little later. This is As with Rosy Steps the Morn. George Frideric Handel, for the first time, probably played on the mandocello. It's very interesting. Yeah. Steps the morn, advancing drives the shades of night. So from virtuous toils well born, raise the hopes of endless light. Raise the hopes of endless light. As with rosy steps the morn, advancing drives the shades of night. So from virtuous toils well born, raise the hopes of light. Raise the hopes of endless light. So from virtuous toils well born, raise the hope of endless light. Raise the hopes of light. Raise the hopes of endless light. Triumphant Saviour, Lord of day, thou art the life, the light, the way. Triumphant Saviour, Lord of day, thou art the life, the light, the way. Thou art the life, the light, the way. Thou art the life, the light, the way. As with rosy steps the morn, advancing drives the shades of night. So from virtuous toils well born, raise the hopes of endless light. Raise the hopes of endless light.
endless toils well born. Praise the hopes of endless light. Praise the hopes of light. Praise thou our hopes of endless light.
A bit different, I guess. They're very, very, very slow, everyone who does this. And the actual marking on this particular music is a lot faster. So we thought we'd give it a go. If you hate it, then fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you very much for having us in your living room or wherever you are, on the bus, whatever. Thank you. And thank you for the request. Thank you so much.